Edem is everywhere.
Now, if we start with the Edem, we'll continue.
Edem is everywhere.
Settings man.
Hey, Nana Ima is here.
I know they sell.
Oh, please.
She's coming
Please.
in her glory.
Guys, are we live on Facebook? Guys, please. Nana Ima is coming.
Are you seeing something we are not seeing?
Chale Fatumeso. Hey.
Mr. Dusty.
What's happening?
That's a morning.
Martinez, I thought you even give her a seat. What's not
Martinez is not a gentleman.
At all.
But your mind 360.
I don't say that.
360, no, what is it?
Adam.
I don't talk.
Ebe azin epedehu. Ebe na azin epedehu.
It's here for. How are you, Rhea? I miss you. Rhea, did you hear that? Adam says he misses you.
Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Next time you fly from Accra, Rhea.
Yes, darling.
You've been flying from Accra. Why don't you fly better with Emirates?
Oh, I've flown with Emirates.
Oh, I see. I have never flown with Emirates.
I love it.
You see, in Emirates economy, you can get a taste of your destination on board with complimentary regionally inspired meals. And as you enjoy each course of delicious gourmet cuisine at 40,000 feet, you can toast to new adventures with complimentary beverages. It's the perfect way to start your holiday. And of course, you can expect world-class service along every step of your journey. They say it's very nice.
I love their orange muffins.
Mama, can you maybe I know Martina or my ye? What's it?
I love their orange muffins.
What?
Adam,
then you want to ask who crowd?
my food, they are Kaidi.
Yeah, there were no muffins there, you know.
Muffins.
It's like a cake, like it's like.
Nature's having one. Hey, satisfied. Hey, satisfied. Hey, satisfied.
We take orange, you know.
No,
We take orange, you know.
he has muffed the muffins before, but he didn't know it was muffins.
And the muffins in the say you team, you're squeezing the muffin. Where's Bill? It looks like an action.
Yeah.
Muff, like muff.
Yeah.
Muff. When you say orange juice.
Muffin.
Robert, why?
Muffed.
Oh, no. Hey. That is man.
Emirates, the Asembeba.
Emirates, if you are listening, you need to emirate us. Invite us next year as well. Or just to enjoy muffins. They should fly us from Ghana to Kenya. Serve us muffins with what?
Oh,
Jockins or something.
Complimentary drinks. So you know, normal. You always fly. So,
my honey and salad,
so wine, tea, coffee, everything.
Ghana man, so they should add kinky.
Oh, hey, why?
And also in your bad. And also in your bad. In your bad.
Fancy dog.
Why?
Rob, what are some of the bashing you've received so far after the thing?
Bashing? I don't think there's bashing.
Okay, what about complimentary, the good news?
Well, obviously, yeah, those who are happy. And those who are wondering why some people are in some categories are also wondering, posting them on social media, asking all the questions. So, yeah, I mean, that's normal.
My disappointment is with musicians who, okay, where you said, when you hear stuff like, I didn't file, after musicians, yes, if they don't file or if they do file, come and post it on social media for people to know that they've disassociated their craft or products from the scheme. When you see them, how do you feel?
I like to usually remain neutral to how I should feel. But the reality is everybody's got their own, it's their prerogative really. So it's not necessarily a by force thing sort of, but you would expect that since it is a scheme designed for you, and every now and then maybe in the course of your career, it contributes to your growth, your works in a certain extent. To a certain extent, you would want for it to continue, even if you are not too active in the space, because the scheme is not just really for any artist; it's also for the fans.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and fans go crazy when they see their stars on that platform or when they have nomination. In fact, they take brag past Yusuf. You know, so yeah, it's supposed to be all of that, and so we just need to be able to allow for it to work. So if, for example, tomorrow I'm no longer working at Charterhouse or I'm no longer working with the scheme, it shouldn't be because I'm no longer there. Then I'll go like, oh, you know, that, you understand what I'm saying?
But does the
work.
scheme find it derogatory when these kind of comments come up?
Oh, I mean, if it is said it has some form of, because the way
belittles
we
it.
hear to a certain extent. However, we understand that it is everybody and what they really want. I mean, you cannot be forced, and that is the reason why your consent, for the most part, we try to get your consent before we actually have you participate in it. So that's what it is, really.
I'd seen two musicians. I won't, not too many, but about two. I think the one is Celestine Donko. She said she didn't file. Then I also saw Kelvin Boy also saying something he didn't file. In fact, he is. I saw something yesterday. Hold up. It said what? Something about excellence.
Yeah. He was asking why.
It says excellence
was
no get nomination yet. And he used certain words, Charterhouse or something. She always wants to be talked about. I will make her focus on my new release, Sha. Yeah. That's it. I mean, it's I'm not fighting for any scheme. But sometimes I feel like the musicians.
Wasn't it released this year?
No, it was
very late last year.
Very
Very
late.
late last
I
year.
think that they need to look into that.
Does it fall under the year of?
Yes,
under
it
review?
falls under. Because, Robert, I remember...
What is being nominated is your performance in the year under review. So if you release, let's say, 20-something in December, between that 20-something to 31st,
Although it falls under, but would
that
it
performance of the song within the 10 days, is it something that can win you a nomination?
Kwame, I remember...
or even an award?
Yeah.
Kwame, Andy, I remember there was a review meeting at is it Moving Peak some time
That's
ago.
3
And
years ago.
that issue came up of a grace period of 3 months, because I mean it can happen that someone will even release at the beginning of December, but it will peak in January. So I think that they need to revisit that discussion of the grace period.
I think
Let's
Robert
not
addressed
about
that.
But that is what I
Addressed that
tabled during
announcement.
the announcement, the nominees announcement show. I tabled that it's one of the key things we are looking at. That's
There's gonna be a
so we
window.
are calling it a swing. The swing period. What it is that if you
And
release,
still the song didn't make it.
You listen to it.
so it's on a table. It's for conversation that if a particular song was released maybe late in the year, we have to the board will have to make a decision with respect to what duration we should focus on, whether 1 week or 2 weeks or whatsoever. But if it should come that late, then we're looking at the opportunity being given to the artist to be able to have that reflect in the following year rather than in the year that it is being released. Because apart from the technical categories which don't require popularity, you may not necessarily be able to review that music from the perspective of popularity. You understand? Because yes, if it's quality, obviously it can go into the record of the year, it can go to vocal performance, it can go into all the non-popular based categories, but in terms of the popular based categories, it will have some form of disadvantage, so to say. So it's one of the things being tabled, and who knows, hopefully we should be able to make a decision before the next edition of the.
because
December.
But have we had musicians come up with concerns that I want to withdraw or keep it there?
Oh no, not necessarily, but it's just the fact that because we sit and we keep seeing them, and sometimes you notice some great songs, and then it was released. I mean, like towards the end of the year, and it didn't really matter during that particular year. All of a sudden, it's like it's jamming the following year, and then you go and check, or like, oh, this song was released this year. Like, no, it was released last year. So how come? Like, okay, it just delayed in its peaking point.
It's erection.
And the dusty go back.
Peaking point.
That facial look.
No, he said
Why
something.
certain words like you hear them? No, I've been
He said election.
I said
Like, have you done election
erection.
already?
Who elected
you
what?
Election.
Erect.
So
that
Andy
one.
Is,
Oh, okay.
The devil is confused.
When you hear erection, okay, and your body about you. Erection. It's an English word.
That
Hear me
means-
what? You are a woman. When you hear erection, what comes to mind? What's the definition?
More or less like something rising up.
Hey!
Like
Oh,
up,
it's a
like
bravo.
uprising.
What's it, bro? Come with that, you bro, funye. Oh, bro, funye. You can't erection, pet. Oh, bro, funye.
That's it, rising up.
Uprise.
Listeners.
We are here.
Hey, why are you mentioning my name?
You
We can't mention your name.
You must
No,
for
but-
everybody to
Dictionary.
Reezy. So
Kojo.
And the dusty.
Dictionary.
Get your mind out of the gutter. You.
It's already there. Listeners, let's continue with our show. Why?
You see, Kojo saying, December we had election, and it's not easy.
I knew you would
Maybe a
have
song.
something to say.
What else? What
I
else?
knew you would have
I
something
mean,
to
some
say.
people think that maybe the person may wait later to release a song, but I think that the circumstances in December, 7 December, we are voting. Even November, campaigns are picking. So, in some way, if you are not careful, you wait till we vote and everything, then you release a song. So, some may not be intentionally targeted at that, but just because of the
I
circumstances.
think that's the reason they've given out that window. Because if for instance, Sarkodie released a song, there was this song.
No, say.
What, was it no? Sir?
even
There was a
that-
song.
even that came
Messiah.
late, right?
Messiah.
Messiah.
came
Isn't
extremely
Messiah
late.
this?
Yeah, Messiah. I think
Messiah
the first time we even heard the song was on the day of his
I think
event.
it's this
Messiah
year.
is
Was
this year.
Is it late last year? I think it's this year.
That
Let
was
me
late last
Yeah,
year.
was it late last year?
Yeah.
check.
You understand? But the song is so big, it's so good that if you are not very careful, you may think that it was even released earlier in the year or mid-year or something like that. You understand? So if for somebody like
31st December.
So 31st.
So if it's 31st,
Yes.
clearly,
31st.
I mean,
clearly,
that one day.
so can I ask?
Yeah.
So is
closer,
excellency? Sorry.
Excellent.
So is excellent? Is it excellent?
excellence.
So excellency.
Excellence.
Hello.
Excellence. Excellence.
T.
Excellent.
Oh,
Excellent.
excellent.
And when they are singing,
You
they
see,
don't,
Andy
they
said
don't see the T.
excellence.
Okay,
So
okay.
you so
Sound of
It's-
C.
Yeah.
is
See.
excellent going to be can it be nominated for next year's TGMAs?
If the swing period is
it's
considered
eligible.
and then put in effect,
Okay.
then it would actually take effect from that particular point. So you
I
would
really
apply.
believe something must be done. Else,
So why the
we will
bratty
wait
behavior?
songs.
Yeah.
Yeah, we will
You're
wait
very
songs.
right. We'll wait songs.
Yeah, I mean, and that will not be fair too. We have big songs, and it cannot be captured in history.
I think artists should just be strategic when they are releasing songs.
No, people should be
And
allowed
artists,
to.
yeah, they have the
Yeah.
freedom
Please, really.
to release based on whatever
It
they
shouldn't
want to
be-
achieve.
yeah.
So, and not everybody
So
is
please.
eyeing
Because in
award
this
because
TikTok
the
era
boss should do
where
something.
Because
songs
of-
may end
So
up
it is for
getting
all
spilled.
these reasons. The fact that you don't want to waste songs, you want to be able to give good songs the opportunity to be able to reflect the true vibing that Ghanaians have to songs. The fact that artists have got their reasons why they release songs. You want to be able to. In fact, you can even release a song for December for the jam and for the vibe and stuff like that. So all of those things have been taken into consideration. That's why we are having a swing conversation. Hopefully, it should be.
It will be swinging.
It should be, put in into effect before the next
I have a
election.
different opinion though, but
You did.
that should be for another day. I don't think any swing thing is more important. But
Really?
no.
So what should
No
happen?
matter how farther you pull the
Because Kwame, if sorry to cut you, if the board puts my song I released in December, which is still banging, and I feel like okay, I'm eligible for this swing period or opportunity, and it's time for me to just pull it off. This is
so imagine the swing period is maybe 25th to 31st. What about somebody who releases on 24th? That person too will say, hey,
But still, he can. I'm very sure. I'm very sure it will be
So no matter
considered.
how farther you want to put the thing back, there'll be somebody who will still not make the cut.
But what this swing period? Do you have specific dates for?
Yeah,
for
there
them?
has to be a specific duration to make it work.
So
It's
let's
like-
say months.
it's
So
like
we can say from November
Andy,
to December or something.
me give you a
But
typical
if you
example.
give a date such as 25th,
Let me give you a
or
typical
12th,
example.
But
It's
you can
just
say
like
a
saying
week or two, or whatever. But that's
I'm
there
looking
has
at-
to be a time frame, some duration that serves as a guide. Really,
it's just like saying, oh, Monday's dear and tiring going to work. So if for Monday's in car weekend no. Tuesday's better to say Monday.
Tuesday can never be Monday.
So yeah, the Mondays come weekends ne ho a. Tuesdays so when you are going to work, it's Tuesday already.
Tuesday is different from Monday. There's a T in there. There's no M.
What I'm saying is that no matter how farther
You have no idea.
no matter how farther you want
I
to
have
pull
fr- I have
eligibility
friends.
year back to favor somebody,
I have
somebody will still be closer to that
You don't know
deadline
what
and will
I'm
not
talking
make
about.
it.
When there's
I have
long
friends
weekend, like
who,
Monday
because
to
of their work
Thursday.
schedule, excuse me, guys, because of their work schedule, they say they've chosen days they will make love.
The thing here, you either make it within that period or
days
you
that
don't
have
make it.
R.
You
So
either make
days-
it or you don't make it.
Days that have R. So Thursday.
Rhea is not
So
comfortable.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
That is if you're American.
No, Thursday.
No,
That's
but
an
it has
R.
the R in it.
That's an
so-
As in
R.
writing.
Yes.
There's
Oh, okay.
an R.
All right.
Thursday,
Friday
Friday,
or Friday.
Saturday.
Okay.
And on Tuesday, Bosu was. So what today is? There's no. I said no. It's Tuesday.
Or the shape na Monday
But the day
say.
is true.
And then
I need to be your
And then Marn.
So Monday can never be part of a Tuesday.
Monday.
I beg you. Let us continue.
Oh, but that discussion should be for another day. I
Yeah, we
don't
really
actually
do.
agree.
Let's wait. Let's wait till it's
I don't,
implemented. I think
So
once
in
it's
that
open,
case, what should happen?
Because
to
I believe that no matter what you do with the cutoff, somebody will always be at the close border every time. If you push it back to 25th, somebody whose song was released in 24th will also be disadvantaged.
That's what I'm
That
saying.
that situation,
That's why I'm
a
saying
situation,
that it
a
must
certain
be
solution can
month-based.
better mitigate.
So there is a period. You either fall within or you don't fall within.
Let's
And
wait
that's as
till
simple
it
as
is.
that.
So
It is
what about
initiated.
those who
But
fall
if-
within and
well, whatever we
by-
say here may be in
That's
vain.
the scheme. These are the
What
rules.
if they
Go
decide
by
that
the
there will be
rules,
no
as simple
swing?
as that.
But
Robert,
that rule is
What did you
the
say?
swing we want to create is rather going to create problems, and I tell you,
I'm saying
yeah.
we can sit here and discuss it, and it may even be in vain. What if they don't even initiate it? What if they say you're not in your beam?
Robert and his people.
So let's wait till it's it's open.
But we are happy if the conversations go on, because it would be nice to hear what people actually
Private
think.
views.
You know, so absolutely nothing wrong with that.
The reason I mentioned it is because last year we didn't know Abronoma, my boy.
Amarado.
Amrado came saying that his song should have been. Someone can also say that, look, my song doesn't belong here because of a certain release date, knowing that the target is next year. Do you understand what I'm saying?
But rules are
It can be.
set.
Oh no, it can
It's a
be.
year
It can
and
be.
No. So during
it
this,
must fall
that-
within a
that's-
particular.
Hey, I'm saying I want to. I want to.
That's one thing that can be taken care of.
Like what's that two
That's
rules?
one thing that can be taken care of during the submission. It's just a simple box that says, do you want it to be considered in the swing period or not? It's very, very simple.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be too much of an issue.
I will debate this to
The way
the
they
board.
say they take things easy. Like, oh,
Yeah.
No, I will debate this to the
yeah,
board. I
sure.
tell
Not
you.
an artist.
how do you handle
Because
it?
you don't
at this
feel their
point,
pain.
I'm not a pundit. I'm just,
You're not an artist, so you don't-
the moment
Okay,
we
you're a
change
pundit, you're a
no-
pundit.
if-
Okay, let's
The
change.
moment to change the topic, no.
Are you an artist?
So let's change. We'll have that discussion properly. Maybe okay. When will it be When will it be open?
What
Or
exactly?
you're still discussing?
Is it
Oh yeah.
You're still discussing?
Yeah, still up for discussion. So.
Okay. Listeners, we day in Ghana here where Ghanaians are talking. Yes, we don't support our own. We don't support our own. A Nigerian is also speaking. He says Nigerians don't even support their own. A Nigerian. He's saying they don't support their gospel musicians. They don't support their gospel music. Says Ghanaians support gospel better than Nigerians. Peter is saying, because Ghana, when you go to church, the way Ghanaians support their gospel music, hey, Charlie, someday I dey pass by some church some Sunday morning and worship. I sharabaga, I come dedico. Eradia, dia waye. Yami asa, I gotta be one of that to you, maybe. Hey,
No more to.
worship. Worship.
But isn't it a worship
No,
song?
me bisa say na no more.
Hey, worship no more. I said that.
Omo ya no worship
version. Ankara bodo suru.
Denengi na bayasido.
Aish.
Asido.
Kale moje je free chomra.
Na nyamye.
Hey, what's up?
Aseo.
Then I heard Kwabna's
Bonsem na bompai.
which one?
Is it Bitcoin?
Biakwai, they have heard it like over and over and over. Like
almost say gospel.
Biakwai mami.
Any asidana oka.
Why is it not gospel? Biakwai mami, oh. We love our gospel. We will gospelize everything. Is that not the right English word? Gospelize or gospelify or gospel most or gospel mice everything.
Andy, that even power so.
Which one? Boom. Of course, that's gospel.
This comic potion you guys are drinking. I don't even know.
No, but Andy drank something in the morning. And he has infected the other ones here.
Yeah, it's for good thoughts. Nigerian gospel singer Peter has recently opened up on the differences in support for gospel music in Ghana and Nigeria. In an interview with Doreen Avio on Daybreak, Peter expressed his admiration for Ghana's supportive environment for gospel music. That's one of the things I love about Ghana. Ghana is a country that really supports the gospel. Let's hear how he said it. Maybe I won't say it properly.
We get corporate bodies saying that, we want to, and that's one of the things I love about Ghana.
Yeah.
Ghana has, like, you didn't come into Ghana, you say Ghana is a country that really supports the gospel.
Hey, wait till we know the see for this Ghana inside. When you people come, you tell us that it is nice, it is good. There's this we are not seeing.
As I'll tell you what. So in Nigeria, it's a little bit difficult to get corporate sponsorship for gospel stuff because they keep saying, it's a secular nation. We don't do this. It's a corporate brand. We don't want to put our names to religious stuff. Here, I see some brands put their names to gospel stuff.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. So for us in the gospel space in Nigeria, it's a challenge.
Yeah.
Like I see Christian stations here, TV stations playing steady. In Nigeria, it's not as easy because they say, it's a secular nation. There's some. So you have Christian radio stations. You have radio stations that would come. You guys play Christian music throughout the day.
Yes,
Nigeria is on Sunday. You wait for Sunday. and some stations, like, they can't wait. Like, once they play your music from 6 a.m., 8 o'clock, like, their body shaking, they want to start playing their... so they move on. So that's what I'm saying, that you guys have some things that we from outside, we look at them like, this is nice. So it would be nice. Now you guys are looking at like, this is nice. Come now. Your eyes are going to clear.
I know, right? Yeah. Peter, do you get tempted
Bye.
as a gospel?
This is Hitz.
I wanted to hear that part.
I was there. It wasn't that deep.
It wasn't deep.
It wasn't that deep.
Anyway, it's a very open conversation. Do you get tempted by what? Well, by taking bribes or
As a human
or as a goat? I mean, yeah, you can be tempted to do a lot of things.
Wait, as a human or as a goat? How?
As a human or as an artist?
No, Andy said goats.
Some people
greatest of all time.
Greatest of all time.
Only goats
Greatest of all time.
straight. In fact, since you started and you were there, continue.
As a human being.
Honestly,
Continue as a human being, not as a good.
honestly, when it comes to probably, I think when he explained further, I think the difference between the promotion in Ghana and in Nigeria was the fact that corporate Ghana is willing to sponsor gospel shows. So that, I think that was the only difference, because I've followed people like Mercy Chinwo and Judy K for a very long time. I think when they were under Easy Concepts, and trust me, I don't know, I think that record label was just for gospel artists, and how Easy Concepts projected them. I've never seen a Ghanaian gospel artist get to that level before. So I think probably that was the machinery behind them at that time. But I mean, there's some truth in what Peter was also saying with the fact that we play gospel a lot on our mainstream radio, morning, afternoon, evenings, dawn. Gospel can be on rotation, sometimes even with secular music. So it's not something that is it's not something that is a secret, or it's not something that is a surprise that, you know, Ghana is heavily rooted in gospel music, and I think we are a conservative society. So when we play gospel music or even Islamic music or religious music, it's just like a forecast of the society that we live in, basically. But when it comes to Nigeria, it's more like, hey, I mean, the people are more in Nigeria. So imagine playing every single religious music from different religions in Nigeria. You get it. So I think it's just a forecast of the society and nothing really big. Because when it comes to music, I feel like Nigerian gospel music, where they've gotten to, I mean, Ghanaians have a little bit more trotting to do together, although we are, you know, really supportive.
Well,
Thank you, Martinez. Please continue.
So fine.
Yeah, right.
Andy, for me, I think Peter sees Ghana as the best place for him to build his brand in the gospel music to where he wants it to get to. I mean,
Almost every Nigerian artist
yes,
has used Ghana as is it right to say catalyst, or what? Is it the best word?
You can say that. I mean,
you can say
it's one of the. They see that's one of the states. 45 minutes, you know, they reach.
it's like a launch pad.
Almost all of them. But then I hope they don't come. They don't come after him, because I remember when Mr. Easy made an assertion about Ghana influencing Nigerian music, and he has to apologize on X, then Twitter, because
why did he apologize?
Yeah, he had to, because they were coming after him.
That what?
He made that post. You remember in 2017?
I remember, but it was something I found
he
very.
had to retract. Yeah.
Why? But Ghana has really been.
It's like they don't want you to put Ghana ahead of them.
Why?
Yes, that's how they see everything. So
when Ghanaians were making all the hits, hip life in Ghana for the young great.
And I think that informed why he said that, but unfortunately, he had to come and retract.
We'll get into that.
So with what he's saying, and when you go deeper to his statements, I mean, the part that he said Ghanaians are very polite people, well-mannered and well-cultured. Ghana is expensive now. That's where I feel they might come after him. Very polite, well-mannered, well-cultured.
But of course it's true.
So, yes, it is true. But then, once you are speaking the hard truth, it's like you are putting us ahead of them. And in some way, as an artist, if care is not taken, but whichever way, artists have the right to express themselves despite how they see things or how they feel. And he's compared the two grounds.
I think the comparison was just based on music.
Yes, that's where I'm.
But wait, Omukrono, it looks like Obi Abuefu. Small thing, there are no walkovers.
They are easily triggered.
BBQ 12. Just say, small thing, no, be I can again. Like, hey,
It
Some way.
doesn't mean to them, bro. It's just normal. Like,
that's what he's talking about. Well cultured, well managed.
yeah, but it was he wasn't. that wasn't his point. Oh.
Nice.
The element
nice.
of comparison.
It
was,
Yes, it's the music.
Yes, so that's what I'm saying.
So
let's
that's
put it
where
into context.
That's
yeah,
where I
you
am.
know.
I'm talking about the music. I'm not talking about the general lifestyle or something. I'm relating it to the music. So for me, what baffles me is the fact that corporate brother wants to associate themselves with the gospel because they feel it's religious music and all of that. I mean, you have to hear gospel music only on Sundays. I mean, and especially when you look at artists like Snatch,
You can mention just a few in their country.
but you see, most of the time when you listen to the conversations, it's like they are used as standards. I mean, these few artists.
That's what I'm saying.
They are used
So
as
he's
standards.
giving you something to talk about. That gospel musicians, how many are there? How many greats do they have? Because if I ask you to mention them,
Mention about only 3 or
Ah.
4. I get it. But like I'm saying,
Nigerian.
yeah,
yes.
I mean, from Nathaniel Bassi, Mercy Chin.
Okay, 2,
Judy K.
3.
Don't
Once
top of your head.
you it
No,
means
it's the S part of the name.
once you
And then
it means you are
and the
so
guy-
unsure.
And
Yes.
Ah.
And even and the one who sang You Are Great. I've forgotten the.
Oh, there, you shouldn't forget. Let them come on top, straight on top of your head.
I get you, but
and
Martinez, please time.
yeah. So my point is, when Ghanaian musicians or some of the Ghanaian music lovers see Snatch, see these artists we are mentioning, that they feel our artists need to do more. I mean, a gospel musician need to, look at where Snatch is, we've had these conversations over and over. And then you have a Nigerian gospel musician also telling you this, you weigh the two, it becomes some way for you to understand. But
sorry, I'm confused though. Where's because I think the conversation is about the support.
yes, that is why the point I'm trying to make is that we feel Snatch and Co are having that massive support. That is why they are at where they are now. And so we use that as an example that we need to push harder to get to where Snatch and all those. I mean, we've been on shows discussing some of these things where these artists are used as examples of the standard when it comes to gospel music. I don't know if you understand me now. And so if you are having another gospel musician telling you some of these things and you compare to how the perception is created, it becomes a bit confusing.
Right.
But whichever way, he's an artist.
Okay.
And he's from there. He understands the dynamics over there. And he
Okay.
feels with our space, I mean, we are being supportive to our artists and they should also learn in doing the same.
Thank you, Rob. Please come in.
So what's that quote in what do you call it in Akan that if somebody
All of a sudden, you want to quote Akan?
yes,
An Akan
that-
adage.
yes, so you'd be able to help me. That one that says that if is it a crocodile comes from a river or something to come that one.
And under river.
That one. So you just do the quotes.
Under river. So Denchem, Obobo Chichi,
Good. That one.
Efrin Siasi Bekacho, so Denchem,
It's not Bomochichi. I've been hearing Bomochichi all the time.
yeah, Neden. That's it.
I heard Bobo.
No, Bomo
I said
Chichi.
Bomochichi, okay.
What does me have something new? You did crazy or something?
Quintessential for that man.
Yes, thank you.
And this is Ghana month.
Thank you.
So
Yeah, quintessential alligator.
so it's not even crocodile.
Okay.
It's- oh,
But yeah, ebinom so can you.
Denchem.
Ebinom so the way ye apotro se den ye sa beno.
At the end of the day, they all come from the river.
Upon Shani Free
Ebinom
Source
so-
Spectra said Denchemewa.
Aponchene, ebinom so me can aponchene instead of
Bomo Chichi. Efrin Siasi Bekacho.
That's right. Ebinom so hom use aponchene no.
Bomo Chichi no Muhuka. Naze Gwami Kumbi.
So I'm sure that he knows what he's saying, but then again, it doesn't prevent us from analyzing what he's also saying and try to understand exactly why the situation would be as it is. I just googled the religious demographics to understand what the situation is like in Nigeria, and clearly it says that the majority of the people within the space by religion are Islamic. They are over 50%. And then the Christians are within a 40% range, and then you come to the traditional. So, but what it simply really means, given that their population size is over 200 million, it means that they still have close to 100 million being Christians, which is like we are nowhere close, because Ghana is about, I'm not too sure what the figure I had is like 2021, but that was around 71% then. So I'm sure right
Christians.
now, yeah. So and then the Islamic was 19% thereabouts. So still, there is no way we are able to match up. But maybe we should look into why that support exists, and by support, the nature of the songs that is sing and the nature of the songs that we sing, obviously, and what are the similarities? Are songs very natural to us? Does it feel like it's almost what we've known and it's just being translated into Christendom? So our Jama stroke, our High Life stroke, all of these songs, and how well we feel connected to it. And then maybe when it comes to our business principles, because it talked about sponsorship, so, and how people feel, like people in power or people within respective businesses, and how they feel they should be able to support the things that happen around them. Or maybe they look beyond the religious and let's focus on the fact that the person is popular and the person is a good influencer, and so they project that. So, I mean, when you look at these dynamics, I think it could contribute to why it is what it is. But at least we're happy that somebody can see something positive and mention. So we just need to embrace it. So what it means for the Christian community is that if there are doors in this particular space, if you look sharp and embrace it and enjoy it and use that as a launch pad to carry your career to the next level. My 2 cents.
Thank you, Kwame.
Andy, I don't know how long Peter came to Ghana and stayed in Ghana for. I don't know for how long he was in Ghana or how long he's monitored our gospel space.
Mind you, certain TV stations are also watched or viewed in Nigeria.
Okay, so I don't know the duration he used in making this observation or research to arrive at that conclusion. And those of us here, I don't know if anybody here has also studied the gospel industry in Nigeria to make that solid comparative analysis between the support that either industry receives from the people of the countries, Nigeria and then Ghana. I know for sure that in Nigeria, they have what they call the Creative Industry Financing Initiative, which was put together by the Central Bank of Nigeria, which gives creatives money, as in if you want to source funding for any work you're doing, any creative work. You go in there, you can take as high as 500 million. And it is there, 500 million naira.
Okay.
Naira.
You have to be clear.
And that is something that you do there. Now, on the background of what Robert just said about, the religious classifications in Nigeria, I don't know if, even aside from they having all these initiatives, they still have difficulty in assessing some of these funding because of their religious background. But if this particular thing is in place for them, a fund for Nigerian creatives, and they can't get into that, and they will still think that Ghanaians are having the best of corporate help from for gospel musicians, then I'm struggling to understand why they will be lacking in that aspect. When you come to Ghana, I'm not sure there is any bank that has been set aside by government to say, you can give money to creatives to go do their work and then maybe come pay later on very low interest. I don't know any in Ghana as we speak now. Our Ghanaian gospel artists and they are quote and unquote business managers, or maybe managers if you like, always complain they find it very difficult getting corporate bodies to support them. Sponsorship. And so if you come to Ghana and you see maybe 1, 2, 3 big acts having maybe 1 or 2 corporate bodies support them, I'm not sure that would be a very good basis for you to generalize that Ghanaians generally, the corporate industry or system, support the gospel music industry. I think that even though this sounds like a compliment to our gospel industry in Ghana, it's one that might also create the impression that I said, Bibia, of course, we Bisano. I don't want to believe that, because I still believe there is more to be done for the gospel music industry in terms of sponsorship, especially from corporate Ghana. And so those in that space, let not this comment from Peter make you think that, okay, Bibia, of course, we no. With the radio airplay and all that, maybe that could be true, because yes, Ghanaians naturally, I don't know if I should say we are religious or we are inclined towards that. You tune into radio, even at a point in time when you tune into drive time on local radio, they start with worship. They'll be playing worship, gospel before they come and then switch to secular. So maybe on that tangent, I might agree with him, but the support as in corporate, financial, with what I have read from Nigeria as in how the government is supporting their creative industry, I think I would need more convincing from him to believe him. Thank you.
Adam, please finish it off for us.
Kwame Peter.
Yeah,
Sorry, Kwame Thomas.
I mean, there is perceived
value.
No, not even value. the
Blamability.
Reality and the actual reality.
Okay.
These are my coinage.
Okay.
So there are some things you can perceive is happening, and there's what is happening on the ground. So this can be, analyzed within that scope. At times, maybe someone will see the glass half
full or half
full.
empty.
You understand? So it's like this situation. So he comes in and he sees one or two and he thinks that, okay, this is better than someone to enter Nigeria and may feel like, Sally, this I've seen, I think this is half full than what is in. So it's for me, I see it more of like we say, this subjective. So maybe somebody will be in the industry and will not feel what he's saying, but somebody too will be here and will be feeling what he's saying. And all of them. But when it comes to the playing, we play a lot of gospel, especially every show has a gospel belt, and that for me
Most shows.
Let me put it that way. Most of the shows have a gospel belt, and for that support is there. I don't know the other side. I don't know their radio programming and others, but since it's coming from there and in the industry, I'm sure that for that one, he will be too privy to what happens there when it comes to the gospel belt there. So, that's a compliment, and we'll keep working.
There are a lot of comments on Facebook. Okay, please finish.
Yeah, there's something it just came to mind. I remember there was a time when Sonny Badu was talking about how Nigerian pastors and churches were deliberate and very supportive. Yes, in promoting their own folks, and then he gave several names and how the churches would literally give their platform to these folks to be able to elevate their game and all of that. So I think that in as much as he's saying something nice, which there are things that they are doing.
It comes
there
back to what Ria said earlier.
So we just need to be
maybe
able
sometimes when you get into a new environment and you are wowed by a few things, or maybe you want to plug into their system, you try to be nice to the people.
I think things are changing in Nigeria now, because now the pastors are removing their backing from a lot of gospel artists because of some one or two things that are happening in the industry.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, before we go, I've seen a lot of comments. I think most of them are coming for you, Robert.
What have I?
Wayne Patrick Ignatius also said, Brandy, please ask Robert why King Sak is not in the Artist of the Year category and why the Championship mixtape is also not nominated.
Sure.
King Sak worked more than some artists in the Artist of the Year category. The awards are becoming incredible nowadays and our interest has gone down. Okay. Will you want to answer that quickly? Should I continue?
Yeah, you can.
It said, what shows Joe Metal worked than Sarkodie in the year under review? TGMA is not credible nowadays. I think, okay, based on your submissions, you are an obvious Sark fan. Sark native. Now, Nicholas Ayin has sent a lengthy comment. He says, Brandy, please, good morning. Please let me be frank about the TGMA. I think the standard quality of the award scheme has been reduced because, Brandy, just cast your mind back from 2019 downward. How our award scheme it was very massive and very competitive because those artists were massive and all over the place. And you could see the kind of work those artists put on. It was very good. So any one of those artists were deserving and fitting in any other categories because of their zeal and vigor into the work. But as of today, if any artist gets 1 or 2 hits, then the person is bragging he can win Artist of the Year with non-for 2 hits.
People were still complaining then.
And truly he will win.
Read the comments.
I don't know if nowadays it's about lobbying or let me just fix them because there is no good artist now. It's very sad. So now, if anyone wins something, I don't regard the person he's well crafted or talented as compared to those days. So I think the owners should consider these factors. Though the award scheme may be all over, but I'm talking about the standard quality of the scheme. This is Kofi Kingsford from Nungua. Shout out to all the entire crew. But who determines who a good artist is to nominate the person?
GMA, VGMA, TGMA has always been criticized from day one.
Hey, Charlie, the comments
from day one. Even time no can't say people were still complaining. People were still criticizing.
Medallion winner, please, time no day. So let me. Medallion winner says, I feel very sad and disappointed when our artists don't involve themselves in our music awards. These awards indirectly push some of them to do good music. Some artists feel big to even file for nomination and it's making our industry sink. What is the TGMA board also doing about artists complaining that the awards are meant for some selected artists because it has become a topic we hear all the time? Eugene to me says, hey, I'm happy. Finally, I've been waiting this whole time to listen to Daybreak Hits. I love listening to you guys. I'm Sariki, the finest Trotsky driver in Spintex Road, currently in Germany.
Let me just quickly say this.
Right.
Why we need, apart from everything else, the reason why we need the filing is just for information purposes.
Right.
Sometimes, so you see, you did the music, you performed on the music, but you were not the producer of the music. And so when you fail to submit, sometimes you are taking away the shine. Yes, from the artist, from the producer who actually worked on your song. And because we've tied it to you, the artist, submitting your information to the scheme, for as long as you don't do that, it means that they're also not participating. So maybe we even need to carry this as feedback to send to the board for conversation to see if producers can just submit stuff on their own rather than tying it to the artist, because most of the things are tied to the artist.
Remember when we had the free year and they appealed to you? Okay.
But one appeal, Kofi Kinata for Artist of the Year.
People are asking why Dope Nation is not.
Kofi Kinata for Artist of the Year. He deserves to be in there.
Okay, you let me finish with these comments quickly. Or will you answer the Sarkodie thing? I think that was the first question.
I mean, it's just expressions of opinion. The board thinks otherwise.
But Dope Nation is missing.
Please, allow.
Sorry.
I'm saying it's just expression of opinion. The board thinks otherwise, and that's the reason why the list of people who are there are there.
And Kofi Kinata for Artist of the Year.
Yes, that's it. So that's your...
He deserves to be there.
True. I get
and why is Dope Nation in the award scheme? Why is Dope Nation absent?
So Dope Nation being absent because of two things. First of all, they did not file, and then they were not responsive enough to get to get their consent. So once we
did not pick your call.
Once we couldn't get their consent, let me just leave it at we couldn't get their consent. So once we couldn't get their consent, it was difficult for us to...
Brian Doe says, good morning, Andy. I have small issue with TGMAs. If they nominate artists for new artist category, I think it shouldn't be in any... TGMA Nyenipo. Now stop saying he shouldn't. It shouldn't be in any other category for them to work hard and enter other big category the next year, no matter how the artist had a hit song. Thank you. Denzel Gapsi. Okay. Nicholas Ayin says, Mercury, good evening. Please, let me be frank about... Okay, I read that one. How many people do you want to send this message to? You sent it to me. Now you are good evening me and addressing me as Mercury.
Please, DJ Hagler is... sorry, Mr. Hagler is...
Thank you very much.
Hey, but Timidity, songwriter, is originality not an issue when it comes to the songwriter of the year?
It is.
And they are definitive song or it's a different song?
Well, it's good.
I don't know what you're saying.
It's good you brought
songwriter of the year,
Uh-huh.
Timidity. Is it the definitive song?
I don't know. What are you seeing? So look for it from your show to me.
Andy, please. I mean, because I want to believe that originality is very key when it comes to the songwriter of the year category. So if a song is getting the award for a songwriter, it means that they need to clear the originality issues. So I would have loved to hear what went into. I mean, they are definitely being considered for the songwriter of the year, regardless of the brouhaha which came with the earlier.
You have a very good point.
I'll be here when you find it. Let me know.
He can't find it.
Oh.
He can't find it. So let's sign out, Andy.
Okay, it's here. Song.
He can't
Song.
find
Oh,
it. Let's sign out.
Edem.
Oh, allow.
find
It's
it.
a matter of concern. So
He can't find it.
Oh.
Time is up.
let the gentleman allow him to breathe.
You want to
Or
give him the whole time to look for it. He can't find it.
Adam, you can't find it. Adam, you can't find it. Can't you find it? I've given you time, Adam. Adam,
I'm coming.
where?
He said he's coming.
You see, like,
You've done 2 rounds.
you see.
Listeners, of 2 rounds of search.
Give him a foot, you take a mask.
Listeners, this is where we end the program. But I think it's a very good concern anyway. So we can look at it tomorrow.
Okay.
Tomorrow.
Yeah, we can.
Yeah, sure. Please, next time, get your
Okay,
facts
it's here.
right.
It's definitely songwriter of the year. AEC can
Can I
leave
leave?
Kofi Kinata Saman or Chame Kwame, no competition. Olive the Boy, Asylum, Team Eternity, definitely. No more originality issues.
Songwriter has no. I think it's rather the record of the year. Or
Yeah, because you see, so when is it origin? What's the background to this?
I mean, the issues which surrounded the song as to, I mean, interpolation,
That's okay. That
sampling.
there's a phrase in there that is in somebody else's song. Yes. So in the wisdom of the board, when you are looking at a composition of a song, the things you consider are quite. It's not just lyrics. You understand? So it is about arrangements, composition, every element about it. You know how you start the ABC rules that apply and all of that. Everything is put into place. So if there's a phrase and then they think that the phrase is not too much of an issue, then in their wisdom, then it's in there, because phrases are repeated in a lot of music. Really.
listeners.
This is Hitz.